Welcome you all in this our lecture series program. Today we are going to talk about psycholinguistics. Psycholinguistics is one of the branches of linguistics, and I have brought here because this is the topic from the contents and introduction to linguistics semester 2. I have gathered here the material which is from the recommended books for the students of linguistics. So without a further go, let's get started our today's topic. I have taken here the definition from the book Atchison's Linguistics by Jen Atchison. According to him, psycholinguistics is often defined as the study of language and the mind. It explores what goes on in the mind as an individual acquires, comprehends, produces, and stores language. So, according to this definition, that what would be the mental process of human being when he acquires, comprehends, and produces language. In this regard, there are three core topics of psycholinguistics. Number one, we are repeating the same as are given above. How humans acquire language. We study psycholinguistics, how humans comprehend speech, and how humans produce speech. So these are some of the key points we study in psycholinguistics according to Atchison's linguistics book. Here we are going to talk about a definition from Longman Dictionary of Language Teaching and Applied Linguistics. Psycholinguistics is the study of number A, the mental process that a person uses in producing and understanding language, and number B, how human learn language. Psycholinguistics includes the study of speech perception, role of memory, conceptions, and other process in language use, and how social and psychological factors affect the use of language. So there are basically two definitions in this dictionary. That psycholinguistics is the study of the mental process that a person uses in producing and understanding language. What would be the mental process while a person or an individual producing and understanding language? Number two, when we are learning a language, psycholinguistics includes the study of a speech perception, role of memory, conceptions, and other process in language use. Here is the understanding from the book An Introduction to Linguistics by Pushpinder Syal and D.V. Jindal. And according to this book, since language is a mental phenomena, mental process or articulation in language behavior, psycholinguistics studies these mental processes of thought and conception formation and their articulation in language, which reveal a great deal about the structures of both human physiology and of language. So when we are talking about psycholinguistics, according to this book, that we are studying about the mental processes, and those processes are the thoughts, conceptions about the language, how to articulate and how to produce it. Cognitive physiology is the area which explores how meanings are understood by the human brain, how syntax and memory are linked, how messages are decoded and stored. So this is one of the part of psycholinguistics when we're talking about cognitive physiology. In this study, we are talking about the understanding of language. While understanding of language, how human brain works, how we make syntax sentences, how we use memory, and how we use memory to produce the sentences and link them as a point, as a thought. So this is all about when we talk about psycholinguistics. Here, again, we are carrying from the same book. Psycholinguistics also studies the influence of physiological factors such as intelligence, motivation, anxiety, etc. So certainly, psycholinguistics, when we study, we are talking about the influences of physiological factors on our intelligence, motivation, anxiety. That matters a lot on the kind of language that is understood and produced. For instance, in the case of errors made by a speaker, there may be psychological reasons which influence comprehension of production that are responsibly for the occurrence of an error. Our perception of speech sounds or graphical symbols in writing is influenced by the state of our mind. Our kind of mental disability, for example, results in the mistakes made by children in the reading when they mistake one letter for another. So, for this disability, we call it dyslexia. So, here, according to psycholinguistics, that there may have been various disabilities related to learning a language. For example, one of the disability here given by this book is dyslexia. Here, when we talk about this dyslexia, brain disorder affects in learning a language. So dyslexia basically is a brain disorder, affects in learning a language. Example from movie Tare Zameen Par. So dyslexia, according to this movie, are from the understanding, is a learning disorder that involves difficulty reading due to problems identifying speech sounds and learning, how they relate to letters and words, decoding. Also called reading disability or dyslexia affects area of the brain that process language. So within that movie, if we see that a child, he is facing that difficulty of dyslexia, and he is been criticized at various points but was not recognized that he is surviving by this disorder. Again, here is another disability which is called aphasia. Aphasia is an impairment of language affecting the production or comprehension of speech and the ability to read or write. Aphasia is always due to injury to the brain, most commonly from a stroke, particularly in older individuals. But brain injuries resulting in aphasia may also arise from head trauma, from brain tumors, or from infections. This definition is taken from nationalaphasiaassociation.com, and this is one of the brain disorders which affect in learning a language. And here we are talking about that aphasia is an impairment of language. If an individual faces this disorder, he may face the problems of learning language, and that disorder may be brain injuries or head trauma, etc. Here again, we are talking about the same book. Psycholinguistics attempts to answer questions such as whether the human brain has an inborn language ability structured in such a way that certain grammatical and semantic patterns are embedded in it. So when we talk about psycholinguistics, it actually explores whether we have language abilities inborn or they are to be learned. If they are inborn, how they are to be structured, how language is been structured in individual's mind, which can explain how all human beings are capable of learning a language, how all human beings they are learning a language, and what are their capacities for that learning. Psycholinguistics studies in language acquisition are very useful in the area of language teaching because they help teachers to understand error production and individual differences among learners, and thus devise appropriate syllabi and materials for them. So psycholinguistics, of course, helps teachers while learning a language are finding out the errors of the students, or even when they make a syllabi or materials for the students. This branch of linguistics helps them in this matter. Thanks for attention. Thank you very much. Hopefully this could have been very helping for all of you.